It's 4:30 on WKYT this morning. Right now, folks are combing through the rubble. We'll be talking with the owner of Bluegrass Stockyards about how he is now finding hope after that devastating fire.
A woman charged with attempted murder says that she stabbed a man to protect herself and her young son. She shares her story from behind bars.
And Super Bowl 50 is in the books. Reaction to the big game and the ever-popular halftime show. That's ahead this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you and welcome in. It is your Monday. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. After really an awesome weekend, we are expecting several rounds of snow actually to move our way.
Right. It begins as rain, changes over, and that's why it is a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. Let's get right to meteorologist Micah Harris for more on when those snow showers start rolling through.
Yeah, right now we're getting a wintry mix outside, and what we're going to be seeing most of your day is exactly this. Much of your day a wintry mix. It's going to be on and off. Then we head off into the evening and night, and that's when the snow showers really kick in. So we have about 12 to about 18 hours before we actually start to see high impacts there on the roads. Outside at the moment, we're getting some light rain, even a little bit of a mixture. I'm not seeing a big deal out of this. One thing you have to watch out for, the valley areas. Watch out for temperatures getting right there around freezing. So 37 degrees later on this afternoon. That mix turns into that snow once again later on this evening and off into the night. I'm going to break that down hour by hour coming up.
Thank you, and we'll see you in just a bit, Micah. Thank you. It has been 1 week since a massive fire destroyed the Bluegrass Stockyards in Lexington and also damaged several surrounding businesses.
The COO, I should say, says that under all the rubble, he's found many historic items, actually antiques, and that he never really imagined would survive this kind of fire. Our Caitlin Sentner takes a look at what's left from the fire.
I watched as we worked last week, whole families, carloads of people, pull up on the street out here and just get out and just stand for a long time.
Bluegrass Stockyards is historically important to the cattle industry. They established the baseline for prices, and many notable people have passed through. It's a place where people have come and gone for generations. Rubble is essentially all that's left.
Very little is left of Bluegrass Stockyards. The fire took almost everything in its path, but there was some light at the end of the tunnel this week.
The offices for the stockyards were actually underground.
The offices were built of very heavy cement. Firefighters okayed stockyard officials to look underground. It wasn't untouched by smoke damage, but amazingly, many historical and antique items are salvageable, including hand-drawn plans.
Nobody will ever be able to duplicate them. They're one of a kind.
That wasn't the only cool find.
David's office had just a treasure trove of artifacts, old promotional items, records from back in the days when they did everything by hand. And when I walked in his office and saw that those things were intact, not just for him personally, but all that stuff means a lot to us, individually too.
It's been one of the brighter conversations among many last week.
We're already talking about what we're going to do with those things in our new facility to pay homage to the history of this place.
In Lexington, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
Well, the Stockyard tells us they are meeting this week to discuss the future plans for that area.
A Southern Kentucky woman is in jail right now accused of trying to kill her boyfriend. Deputies in Wayne County arrested Letitia Sertain on Saturday. They say Sertain stabbed her boyfriend last week, but Sertain tells us from jail that she acted in self-defense. Our Phil Pendleton sat down with Sertain.
The suspect in the case says the event that landed her in jail actually began with what happened to her kids.
On Wednesday, I woke up to my little boy screaming bloody murder.
Letitia Sertain says strange spots were noticed on her little boy's neck, and later she says she and her boyfriend Clarence Dodd fought over her phone after she asked him about her son's injuries.
And we had took pictures of that and sent it to his father on that day. So now that I think about it, maybe that's why he wanted it, to get rid of those pictures.
She wanted him to leave, he wouldn't, and she says she got her uncle to help. That's when she says Dodd and her uncle started fighting.
I looked around and the only thing I could find was the kitchen knives just right there. So I got one of those.
Sertain is accused of attempted murder for stabbing Dodd. but she says her injuries came from her own self-defense.
No, I didn't just try to kill the guy. I tried to get him to leave, and he wouldn't.
Sartain says few people are believing her story, but she claims she was the victim. In Wayne County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
And the Wayne County Sheriff's Office says more people could be charged in the case as the investigation continues.
A Kentucky man faces charges after state police say he fired shots at an officer. State police went to a home in Hardin County to interview 22-year-old Dustin Thomas about a burglary. They say no one was inside the home, but when a trooper was walking back to his car, someone shot at him. The trooper was not hurt. They arrested Thomas after a standoff. He is charged with attempted murder of a police officer.
A Southern Kentucky woman is facing several charges after what deputies are calling a disturbance at a home. Whitley County Sheriff's deputies went out to a home on Upper Mulberry Road yesterday to check on a woman. They say they found 28-year-old Nikki Carpenter intoxicated. They say Carpenter told them that she was on meth and bath salts. Deputies also reported finding syringes and jewelry and medicine that they believe were stolen from a neighbor. Once deputies got Carpenter to jail, the jailer says she found prescription pills on her. Carpenter is facing several drug and theft charges.
The golden anniversary of the Super Bowl, now one for the record books.
It's history now. The Denver Broncos are the new NFL champions. Terry Okita has more from Santa Clara.
And the Denver Broncos have taken Super Bowl 50.
The Denver Broncos won their third Super Bowl in franchise history. Peyton Manning became the first starting quarterback ever to win with two different teams.
This game was much like this season has been. It really tested our toughness.
And the MVP of Super Bowl 50 is Von Miller.
The final nail in the Panthers' coffin came off a Cam Newton turnover in the fourth quarter, leading to a Broncos touchdown. Super Bowl 50 pitted the NFL's top offense against the top defense. Fans, the majority dressed in orange, watched a gridiron battle.
More than 70,000 fans packed the stadium, with tens of millions more watching in over 170 countries around the world.
Coldplay scored big at their halftime performance with a major assist from Beyonce and Bruno Mars. Pre-game, Lady Gaga sang the national anthem. But the real show was during 4 hard-fought quarters. Now, the new Super Bowl champs head back home with their Lombardi trophy and heads held high. Terry Okita, CBS News, Santa Clara.
And next year, the Super Bowl moves to Houston. The San Francisco Bay Area Host Committee will pass the ball over in a handoff ceremony that is going to be held tomorrow morning.
Well, hundreds of Happy fans took to the streets of Denver to celebrate the win. Police closed off several roads downtown to keep fans contained. So far, celebrations are peaceful there. If you were paying attention to the commercials during the Super Bowl, you may have spotted some familiar faces. For the 4th year in a row, UK bought time locally to air its own Super Bowl commercial. This year, the ad featured Coach Mark Stoops delivering a monologue called "Finished What We Started."
A strong message, certainly, and that is what he intends to do, obviously, in his job.
Okay.
Get things going and finish what they started. 4:38 on WKYT on your Monday morning, February 8th, and we're glad you're with us.
A third of accidental carbon monoxide poisonings occur during winter. How to prevent them, coming up.
We're looking at that wintry mix right now, but things will change as we go throughout the day. Now, I'll break that down for you coming up next. First alert severe weather day due to the fact we're looking for that winter weather advisory taking place at about 7 a.m. all the way through Wednesday. They may even tack that on. Remember, this is from the National Weather Service. They may tack that on and go through Thursday off into Friday because we have each and every single day with at least a snow chance outside. How big a snow, though? Not a big snow on any of these days, but all added up together, yeah, it could cause some issues across the roadways. What we're seeing this morning, mainly just rain across the region. Temperatures are well above freezing in virtually all locations. And what we're going to be dealing with in some of these valley regions over in east and southeastern Kentucky, that's what I'm most concerned about, is we could have in the next couple of hours, maybe seeing temperatures drop to about that 32-degree reading. So if you're in the valley regions over in east and southeastern Kentucky, keep that in mind as you're traveling this morning, because you do have some form of precipitation falling. As of right now, it looks like a wintry mix. Most of this moving through the bluegrass and off toward the west, just some rain. And it's cold rain, there's no doubt about that, but it'll be rolling on through. That's going to be the case all day long, on and off. Wintry mix, rain showers, maybe even a few ice pellets as well as they fall out of the sky with these temperatures there in the 30s. It's 38 degrees right now in Lexington. That goes for Richmond, Nicholasville, all the way to Frankfort. Then you work your way southbound. We're holding on to the 40s. But once again, look at the higher elevation there in Harlan at 30 degrees. Some of these valley regions over in eastern Kentucky right around that 32 degrees or maybe a little bit above that. We just have to watch that closely because that could cause some issues early this morning. I think that's the best bet of having any issues today is really during the morning hours. Then you head off into the evening and night. That's when all the rain changes into snow. Watch this. We go through the day well above freezing. That's good news for us. But remember, you can still have, at 37 degrees, you can still have snow just due to the fact how cold it is just above the surface. So once we get into the evening and off into the night, then temperatures start to drop. That coldest air catches up to it, and we'll start to change that over into snow. Let's talk about the next few days as we're going through Monday through Thursday. We may even add on Friday onto this because Friday we still have that chance of snow. But all of us at least with 1 inch all together. Okay, so then we head off to the 2 to 5 inch range. That's most likely the call for most of us. But in some locations, eastern, southeastern Kentucky and the mountainous areas, you can get at most about 7 inches altogether. Remember, this is not just one day. All these days are very light chances of snow, or chances are great. I'm just saying that they're lighter snow chances. So what we're going to be dealing with is just adding up each and every single day. Granted, that gives those plows plenty of time to knock that out as that light snow continues to fall. But yeah, it's just going to be one of those weeks that if you're looking for winter weather, this is the week for you. I guarantee it. Look at those temperatures, teens and 20s. So here we go. Thought winter was over.
Not what I was looking for.
No, absolutely
found
not.
Some of the school kids are. I ran into some.
Oh yeah, they're excited about it.
At a restaurant yesterday, and they were saying, you know, what day are we not going to have school? We'll see, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. Thank you, Micah. It's something that a lot of people do. Leave your car running to warm it up before you go out into the cold.
Yeah, sometimes it's not a great idea. This morning's Mom's Everyday Minute gives us a timely reminder of the importance of making sure no snow or ice is blocking your car's tailpipe.
According to Kids in Cars, each year 150 people die from accidental carbon monoxide poisoning from the exhaust of a motor vehicle, and a third of those deaths occur during the winter.
A young mother and her 1-year-old child are among the latest victims of carbon monoxide poisoning from a vehicle. It happened after last month's massive snowstorm on the East Coast. They were sitting inside a running car while the child's father was shoveling out the vehicle. It is crucial to always clear the way of a tailpipe of a vehicle in bad weather. If it becomes clogged with ice or snow, carbon monoxide can leak inside the vehicle, creating a deadly gas. Here are some other important tips from Kids in Cars. Don't let anyone inside a vehicle while clearing snow or ice. Never leave a child alone in a vehicle. Never warm up a vehicle in any closed space or garage. Never let children play behind a running vehicle.
Also, make sure you have working carbon monoxide detectors inside your home, especially near sleeping areas. For more ways to make Mom's life easier, visit momseveryday.com.
For these tips and more, go to WKYT.com, click on Mom's Everyday.
And great to have you with us on WKYT on your Monday morning, the day after the Super Bowl. Folks had a big day yesterday.
Yeah, good for them. I didn't make it past the first quarter, but all right. Well, it wasn't a big game, but Jordan Smith still left a lasting mark during one Super Bowl event. A look at his impressive performance coming up in 6 minutes. Welcome back in. It is 4:49 this morning. A Franklin County grandfather recently learned how much time he'll spend behind bars for shooting a teenager.
Samuel Isaac shot a 14-year-old boy at a mobile home park on Duckers Road in August of 2014. And as WKYT's Kristen Kennedy reports, a judge has now handed down a sentence in the case.
A jury found Samuel Isaacs guilty of first-degree assault back in April, and just recently, the State Journal reports the judge sentenced him to the recommended 18 years in prison. The Franklin County Sheriff told us Isaacs shot a 14-year-old neighbor named David Lacey 6 times. Deputies said Isaacs shot Lacey because he was upset that his granddaughter snuck off with the teen the night before. Emergency crews rushed Lacey to UK Hospital where he was in critical condition. The State Journal reports Lacey has recovered. Friday, the judge accepted the recommended sentence for Isaacs. He will spend 18 years in prison. In the newsroom, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
And Isaacs originally had faced several charges. He was sentenced for first-degree assault.
Lexington police are looking for a man accused of robbing a gas station. A man walked into the gas station on Palomar around 2 o'clock yesterday morning. According to police, the man said he had a gun and demanded cash and cigarettes. The clerk handed the items over and the man took off. Police have a limited description right now of the robber.
In less than 2 days, in fact tomorrow, New Hampshire voters go to the polls in the presidential primary. Republican Donald Trump says he does not need to win the granite state, but he would like to. Democrats Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders are avoiding predictions about Tuesday and looking beyond to South Carolina and Nevada, the next 2 states up in the nomination process. And Hillary Clinton says the water crisis in Flint, Michigan is immoral. The Democratic presidential candidate made the comments at a Flint church on Sunday. She also said Congress should approve $200 million in emergency aid for the city that is struggling with lead-contaminated water.
Well, if Chipotle happens to be your usual lunch go-to, you may have to find a new spot this afternoon. Chipotle says it will close every one of its locations for 4 hours today for a food safety meeting. The move comes after an E. coli outbreak at the Mexican restaurant last year. About 500 people got sick. At the meeting, employees will go over an updated food safety program implemented by the chain last month. All Chipotle restaurants will be closed from about 11 till 3 in the afternoon. Beyonce chose the perfect time to announce her new tour.
Right. This ad premiered during the commercial break right after Beyonce performed during the halftime show. The 40-date Formation Tour will be kicking off April 27th. It will be her first headlining stadium tour this summer. Tickets will go on sale next week.
And the singer dropped a surprise single and video Saturday. It's already at the top of the Billboard chart. And obviously Beyonce was one of the halftime performers as well.
Right, along with Bruno Mars and Coldplay. And it was fun. I stayed up.
Yeah, I wasn't
long enough to see that one.
Well, I should clarify, the only reason I didn't stay up past the first quarter is because I had to go to sleep, of course, to be here with you.
And I just deprived myself a little bit.
You.
We understand. Coming up on 4:53 right now. And he didn't get to perform at the Super Bowl, but a Kentucky native still got some time in the national spotlight as part of the celebration for the big game.
Oh, his eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watches me. Oh, I see, because I'm happy.
Some gospel there. Jordan Smith performed during the BET Super Bowl gospel celebration. He sang the hymn, His Eye is on the Sparrow. The performance got a standing ovation. Of course, Smith shot to fame on the NBC hit show The Voice, and he went on to become the season 9 competition winner. He's now working on his album. It really proves that he can just work across all genres.
All right, and it's an event when he sings.
Oh, man, it's something to hear.
No doubt. All right, it is 4:53, almost 4:54 now on WKYT. In just a moment, we'll take a look at some of the news stories that our team is working on for you this morning.
We'll also have another look at your morning forecast.
Good morning and welcome back into WKYT this morning. It's 4:57 right now.
Let's take a look right now at some of the stories we're working on for you this morning.
Our news team is busy. The fallout from a massive fire at the Bluegrass Stockyards continues, and beginning today, Lyle Industrial Avenue will be shut down around the clock. We'll be live at 5 o'clock this morning, more on the efforts to get that area back to normal.
And let's get a look at weather right now with Micah.
Yeah, and temperatures are well above freezing, so what we're seeing outside is mainly just rain, but we can't rule out in some spots a bit of a winter mix. That's what Defender Radar Network is picking up on. So we're going to look into that. We're going to show you where we are expecting some issues and where we are not. I'll talk all about that with those snow chances coming up. Another 2 hours, WKYT News in just a couple of minutes.